Hi guys, welcome back to Dev Astrology. Today we are doing the Rahu Ketu transit, the big one. This is one of the top 3 transits that are happening in this year. We've already done a detailed video on Saturn transit for Aquarius as well as for Jupiter transit. Guys, if you've not had a chance, please go ahead and check out those videos. They are going to be very crucial. And in this one, we are going to be talking about Rahu's movement into the sign of Aquarius, while Ketu's movement into the sign of Leo for Aquarius rising and Aquarius moon sign. Yes, you can watch this both from a rising as well as moon sign perspective. Now, guys, this transit is happening on 18th May, like many people are calling it out, but I've put the date 29th May because that is the true transit date. And it will continue till 5th of December 2026, almost 18 months, whilst you will see the impact of Rahu and Ketu coming in your 1-7 axis. And guys, every time it comes into the 4-10 axis or 1-7 axis, which means for Scorpios, for Taurus, for Aquarius, as well as for Leos, this transit becomes extremely crucial. So without further ado, I'll share my screen and we will talk about what would be the impact of this transit in the next 18 months and how you can traverse it efficiently. Now, folks, as you can see on your screen here, Rahu is going to be coming into your first house itself, while Ketu will be coming into the 7th house. And a couple of minutes ago, I alluded to the point that when Rahu and Ketu are doing a movement in the 1-7 or the 4-10 axis, there is definitely going to be something transformational, something very disruptive, life-changing that is going to happen during these 18 months. Now, what that could be? It could be something related to your career. You make a switch and not just a normal one, something extremely crucial, high increment, good change in your job, good career trajectory that you can embark upon. You make a shift in terms of your career, moving away from job towards business, moving away from business towards job, something of that sort where you transform the way you go and earn your money. The change can be in terms of some specific relationship transformation coming in. Many of you could get married during this transit, or divorce could be a very key probability that might come into play. Childbirth could be important. So some crucial event will happen in 18 months for you folks, Aquarius. Be it Aquarius rising or Aquarius moon. Yes, from a rising perspective, the impact will be more vehemently felt in your life. You will also realize that many of the Aquarius folks will see some sort of a shift in their relationships. It could be an end of a romantic relationship. It could be an end of marriage. It could be a change with respect to closure that you've been seeking for a time, for a while. Or it could be embarking on a new relationship itself. It could be embarking on a married life. It happened for me many years back when Rahu and Ketu came in this axis. For me, I got married. So one might say, many of you who come to my consultations, I recommend you not to go for marriage if a certain Dasha Antara Ketu is going on. Not specifically in the transit, okay? So I just wanted you to keep that in mind. But when in transit, Rahu and Ketu are coming in the Kendra houses in 1-7 or in 4-10, some sort of a major shift in life, a major event becomes very prominent. Now, what sort of events will be triggered? How will that be anticipated is what we are going to be discussing here. See, understand Rahu's behavior is that of illusionist. He's having insatiable hunger. He's always desiring for more. There is no fulfillment of appetite for this planet. Whilst Ketu talks about liberation, it talks about detachment. He talks about letting go of things, excluding things out of your life, removing them from your life, while Rahu wants to possess everything. He wants to acquire everything. So there is that push and the pull. There is that materialism and spiritualism that are hanging over in that axis. Imagine hanging over in your 1-7 axis itself, where in your life, your Kendra becomes extremely important. And see, the Kendra houses, the 4 houses, 1, 4, 7, 10, They are like the pillars of your life. They are the pillars on which your life is embarking upon. One is your physical body self, other is your partner, other is your karma, and then there's your mental sanity and your assets. So that is exactly around where our life revolves. And when this Rahu Ketu are coming into that axis, it is 100% sure that some major impact in your life is going to come around these areas. So Rahu is going to talk about expansion. He is coming into his sign of co-ownership. He gets, if you read BPHS as well, Brihadastra, it is clearly mentioned in that too, that though Rahu is seen as the co-owner of Aquarius, he enjoys the benefits of Gemini and the Virgo sign as well. And thereby it is going to be imperative that, guys, when you are looking into this analysis, you have to understand the placement of Mercury, strength of Mercury and Saturn also in your chart. It will become extremely crucial. Whilst on the other hand, Ketu is going to be acting more so like a co-owner of your Scorpio sign, but he gets equally excited and happy in Sagittarius and Pisces. So in a way, those areas of life will also get impacted for you. Now, when Rahu is coming into the sign of Aquarius, he is coming at strength. That is for sure. And what you are going to notice is that everything about you is going to magnify. Your dreams, your desires, your ambition, your greed, your in to acquire more, thinking big, accomplishing big, wanting more, wanting big is going to be the theme of your life for the next 1.5 years. You are not going to be satisfied with anything small. You are not going to be happy with whatever you've achieved. You would want to push your limits. You would want to exceed. You would want to achieve more. Remember, if you're watching this from an Aquarius moon perspective, this is also the last phase of your sadhana. Not entirely, actually, the 2.5 years are left, but within those 2.5, at least 18 months are going to be impacted. Or otherwise as well, if you're watching from us Aquarius ascendant sign, your ascendant lord is in the second house. So ascendant lord and your 12th lord is in the second house, whilst the planet that behaves like Saturn is a co-owner of your lagna, your first house itself is placed there, and he has the habit of impacting traits of 8th house as well as 5th house. So do not be surprised, guys, if you see some heightened interest towards stock market trading, towards speculative activities. If planets are not good dignity in your natal chart, you will see criminal mindset, criminal activities also increasing in your life. You could get attracted towards shortcuts because the hunger pangs are going to be so loud that you just want to satiate that desire inside you. You would want to achieve more at a very fast pace. So though Rahu is the co-owner like Saturn of Aquarius, he doesn't like to move as slow or doesn't like to react as slow as Saturn. He wants to move fast and he wants to achieve things in a very heightened pace. And thereby you falling for shortcuts, you falling for means which are unethical by nature is a probability. That's a risk that comes with this. The other bit is that it can bring you in contact in relationships with people of different background, community, ethnicity. You might as well start a romantic relationship with somebody who comes from a different cultural background, social background, country itself for that matter. Or your business relationships, your career, your interactions might start flourishing when you are interacting with people who are coming from a different background in itself. So you will have to keep that in mind too. Then this Rahu is going to make you extremely ambitious. You will achieve objectives and you would be like, I'm not done yet, I want more. And by the way, because Rahu doesn't understand pain, don't mind this axis, Aquarius. I don't mind it. I know this is not one of my top favorites when I talk about Rahu's position in 3rd house, 6th house, 10th and 11th, as told in BPHS as well. But I personally don't mind when Rahu is coming into the first because it makes you act courageous. You will understand or you will not understand where you can fail. It is the beauty of this Rahu sometimes. If you are channelizing the energy, this is going to make you a brave heart. You will not realize pain because all you would think about is your goals, your targets, your objectives, what you want to accomplish. If you're a student, are you cracking the next bloody examination or not? Are you getting into that coveted job that you've been eyeing for a while? If you are a business person, Are you dreaming big? Are you accomplished? Are you creating those demos, those walkthroughs, those presentations that wow your customers? Even if you are a retiree, you would want to do something. It's not that you will say that, okay, my life has come to an end. I've worked all my life. Now I want to chill and relax. No, you are going to step outside. You are going to explore and you would think, what can I do next? That is the beauty of this Rahu. He would want you to desire more, to think more, to be ambitious. And he will not leave you any holds bar. That, when a person knows that the iron is hot, they might be scared to touch it. But this Rahu doesn't understand that. He doesn't have the lower half of the body. So he will make you accomplish, or push at you at least, to accomplish larger objectives in life, larger material goals in life. Then this Rahu also brings certain kind of confusion, certain kinds of fears. If you have a weak position of Mercury or Saturn in your natal chart, then you will realize that you will be afraid of taking risks, or you might take risks into areas where you've not done a calculated risk or a calculated effort towards going about that route. So that becomes extremely crucial. You will have to just take a step back. And I can tell you guys, it's going to be extremely hard for you to take that step back and understand, because this Rahu, see, it is in retro motion. It is again heading towards 12th eventually. He's just entered. I know we're already talking about exit, but he's just entered that house. But the journey is towards the 12th. And like Venus, Rahu also does well in the 12th. So don't worry about it. But when he's coming into this first house, he's walking into the room, scanning things, and he's trying to figure out, okay, how do I weave my magic? And you will realize that you will be getting these crafty ideas. You will be getting these wild ideas of doing things differently. Then this Rahu sitting from here is going to be making an aspect into your 5th house, 7th house, and your 9th house, my friends. The aspects of this Rahu, as I said, is going to bring in tendencies to achieve fame, some sort of fame, or maybe some sort of a success, but in a fast-paced fashion. There is a strong possibility that many of you could actually get married, because Rahu is giving an aspect. Yes, Ketu is sitting there, but it's giving an aspect to the 7th. And it will bring in situations where you come out, you become the limelight, or you gauge all the limelight during that phase, during that period. All eyes would be upon you. That aspect of Rahu towards the 5th house is going to tell you that you must be doing something big when it comes to your romance, your assets, your new learnings. Students will embark upon taking foreign education. I hinted that bit to the other sign as well, but that is going to be a strong possibility for you, Aquarius. Many of you will make a shift of your residence. You will head to a new place, either because of your education-related desires, or it could be you getting into a new relationship, marriage, partnership, etc. Or it could be driven by your religious thoughts. It could be driven from a work perspective too. Long distance travel for spiritual journeys. Long distance travels into places that you've never explored before, that you had least imagined all your life so far, so yet. You are going to make those shifts. See, these 18 months, something is going to be triggered. It is going to be a journey that you might remember for your lifetime. If nothing else is happening, you will do travel that you will remember for a lifetime during these 18 months, guys. But one thing is for sure, this axis of Rahu Ketu is going to bring something big, something disruptive in your life. So education, like I said, for many of you, this could be embarking upon a new journey with respect to education. It could be you embarking into a new relationship, into a new marriage. You could meet somebody that your romance flourishes and you take that to the next level. Then you have to understand the impact of Ketu as well. Now, Ketu talks about separation. It talks about detachment. It talks about fear as well, just like Rahu. But it is less of a materialistic fear, but more of a spiritual fear. This Ketu is going to inculcate this mindset in you somewhere that if I do wrong to my partner, to my colleague, to the people that I'm dealing with on a day-to-day basis, it might come back. Karma is a bitch. It might bite me back. That sort of a mindset, that sort of an introspection, somewhere or the other will be triggered in your head, Aquarius. Ketu is going to bring in a certain degree, or let me put it this way, guys, you will have to work in a mindset that you are focused towards doing the right thing for your seventh house. And that is where you are going to get positive outcomes. Or else, the same axis can be extremely disruptive. Now, please do not exaggerate and think that if Ketu is coming into your seventh house, it is going to be extremely negative for your marriage. It is going to disrupt your business and professional life. You are not going to collaborate with anybody. I do not intend to share that. I know that some of the people might be thinking in that direction as well. No. Please understand, transit cannot be delivering that sort of a heavy result unless and until the natal chart is also promising something of that sort. But yes, there will be triggers, there will be disruptions, there will be situations depending on the movement of sun, depending on the other aspects of different planets on your seventh house or your moon movement as well through the course of this transit, where you will see some level of turbulence, some level of pain, some level of disassociation coming in with your spouse. There could be challenges coming in your marital life. Now, this might as well mean that you might have to travel or relocate yourself for a certain amount of time in a different city. And part of that problem would entail living away from your family for a certain duration. Now, that is the kind of separation that Ketu can deliver in marriage. Yes. So, please understand with a complete context. So, Ketu can bring that sort of a disassociation. It can also bring in situations where you find troubles within your business, within your colleagues, the kind of interactions you are having. Even if you are a homemaker, the seventh house could mean the relationship that you are enjoying with neighbors with whom you meet in your community at the park. That is also seen from the seventh, not necessarily from the third, guys. And I'll explain it to you why. Because the seventh house is also your social respect. It is your connection there. It is third from the fifth. So that there could be a situation where you are pulled away from all those connections as well, just for the paucity of time. You might not have enough time to deal with those kind of situations on a day-to-day basis. But this Ketu is, in a way, going 10 places away from the 10th. Why do I say that? Because he is the co-owner of Scorpio sign as well, along with Mars. He enjoys the benefits of Sagittarius as well as Pisces, where he feels happy. And he's coming into the 7th house. So this same Ketu can result into a positive outcome in your relationship or a positive outcome in your business if you are focused towards the karma. It is the aspects of Gita that you have to keep in mind. As Bhagavad Gita says, be immersed in the process. Am I doing the right thing for my partner? Am I keeping her happy? That's it. I don't care what she is thinking. I will do my best possible in terms of making that morning coffee for her maybe twice a week. That's what I want to do. Or am I doing the right thing when it comes to putting together my proposition for my business partners? Now, business partner, you're running a small enterprise, you're running a small shop. Who is your business partner? The customer who's coming and buying from your shop. You're running a small cafe. It is the people, your suppliers and your customers who are coming and enjoying coffee at your cafe, in your restaurant. They are your partners. Am I doing everything within my capacity to offer the best that I can to my customers, to my vendors, to my suppliers, blah, blah, blah? That is what Ketu is going to observe here. And if you are able to embark on that, it is going to be a beautiful transit for you, Aquarius, because this Ketu is moving 10 places, being the 10th co-lord. It's a good movement and can deliver exorbitantly positive outcomes for you from a business perspective as well. Any kind of initiatives being taken with your spouse, with your partner to embark on a new journey, very much possible. Then this Ketu will be having aspects into your 11th, in your first house, as well as your third house. Starting with the third house aspect first, where I alluded to you not becoming social enough, or even from an 11th house perspective, or being away from your neighbors, being pulled too much into what is needed, is definitely possible. Now, if you want to take that as a negative, it is a negative. It does indicate that due to different concerns in life, you might become introverted. You might go in a shell and would prefer being in isolation to yourself. That is highly probable with this transit of Ketu. But at the same time, this Ketu will also give you immense opportunities to accomplish your goals, objectives, desires. Yes, Ketu talks about being non-materialistic. Ketu talks about not being pulled into material desires in life. He wants to detach us from that. Yet, Ketu does deliver material outcomes as well if we are immersed in our process, if we are immersed in our journey. Whatever you are doing, that preparation of you as a student for that competitive examination, that absolute madness that Rahu is bringing in, if you are obsessed about the process instead of the outcome, Ketu is going to balance out the positive energies you are putting in from Rahu. Guys, that is the message I want to give you. It's very important to understand the gravitas of this. I'm not saying the obsession coming in from Rahu is not going to be positive. It can be positive. Use that obsession to trigger that energy in you, but be all about the journey, not the destination. And you will see that the goal, the laksha, the target that you've kept for the destination will be accomplished. Ketu is going to deliver that for you. He has that good relationship with Sagittarius. That is why every time Ketu forms a connection with Jupiter, we become positive. And Jupiter's aspect is going to be there. Jupiter is already going to be transiting into the sign of Gemini. So he's going to be keeping Rahu in check for the most part of it. Then you have to also understand this Ketu is giving an aspect to the 3rd, 5th and 11th, wherein somewhere or the other, you will find that there could be a distance, there could be paucity of time where you're not interacting enough with your siblings, not interacting enough with your friends, with your network, with your social network itself. Many of you will see a decline in your interest on Instagram and Facebook. Maybe you would just log in on YouTube and see their astrology. That's it. I'm slyly putting that point in that you cannot be missing me. You've got to be smashing that like button and subscribing to the channel and making sure that you are helping Dev Astrology grow along with your growth. But guys, the point I'm trying to make is that the impact of that Ketu is just thinking of going into a shell as a very negative connotation of it. But I think being involved, doing internal introspection and figuring out how do I transform myself? How do I come out of it? Because your karma is going to be all about 7th and then to yourself. It's the Lord of your karma. And it's a good movement, guys, for you. The 10th movement of the 10th Lord. So somewhere or the other, you are going to be immersed in that internal transformation and what in front of you. Your partner, your karma, your business, your profession, whatever is that. And because of that, you will realize that you will be pulling yourself back from your social circles, from your siblings, from your cousins. You might not enjoy those interactions. And that is okay. There's a time for everything. Now, I'm not telling you to go in a shell, to lock yourself in a room, to be depressed. That is not at all meant here, which is not going to happen, by the way, hopefully because of Rahu's magnanimous presence. Rahu is going to give you that panache, that ability to communicate your ideas, to flush them out in front of the world, to bounce off whether or not you are thinking in the right direction. So all those validations, non-validations, etc., you would be doing in life. Yet, you would want to extract yourself out of that stage and go back to the green room and see that how you are playing your character. You understand? It's a symbolism that I'm talking about. But that push and pull, that presence with the world and that time in isolation, just being yourself is going to be extremely crucial. And that is how that disruption, that transformation, that grand success is what you guys can achieve during these 18 months, guys. So it's highly important for you to understand all those areas as well. There will be enormous amount of courage in you, thanks to Rahu. And Ketu would be expecting you to showcase that courage with some level of spiritualism. So finding that balance is going to be crucial in these 18 months. But I anticipate a very positive time. I anticipate a time of growth. I need you to examine your natal chart. You have to understand what is your dasha going on in your natal chart, because this transit alone will not give you that comprehensive understanding. Some of the people who've taken consultations, they assume that whatever is in transit is going to hold true. Only when they come to me, they realize that these are the pockets of time, these are the windows of time where the transit plus your natal is going to give you a heightened output versus what you can anticipate otherwise. So if you have that juggle going in your head, if you want to figure out that, Dave, how do I find it? feel free to reach out to me. But I think broadly I've given, because I can't anticipate what is in your natal chart unless and until I interact with you. But from a transit perspective, guys, it looks a positive time. Please do not be scared of any negative connotation. 1-7 axis is not my favorite in your natal chart, but coming in transit or in 410, flipped as well, is positive. There is going to be some trigger of a major event that is due. All I want you to do is be prepared for it, plan for it, and give your best shot. Whatever area of life, whatever walk of life you come from, give your best shot to make good use of this period. All right. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, then please smash on that like button, subscribe to Dave Astrology, put in your comments if you enjoyed this here, and keep watching.